Okay, cool. Well, I'm 10 days ago, haven't counted exactly, Chris came back from Monaco, and I said, Chris, I am ready to hit the ball running, hit the ground running, hit the ball running. I am always mixing up my metaphors, so just, I'm gonna hit the ball.
I know what you meant.
Okay. So I come over, and many of you, and by the way, how many of you have been to a Limitless event? Okay, awesome. Okay, so this has been going on for almost 3 years now, and it's something I fell in love with when it first started. You know, the breakthrough, the transformation, the body transformation. I lost 40 pounds 3 years ago, never looked back. You know, it's done so much for me, for my business, for my health, for my body, relationships, you name it. Okay, so I fell in love with what Limitless is doing. And when that happened, I really turned on my entrepreneurial mind and started wanting to see, okay, I love this, and if what I read in Chris's book, Conscious Creator, is true, then if I love it, I should be able to make money doing it, okay? Because we get to make money doing what we love, okay? So how can I make money while I'm in the business of transformation? That was my first question. So I'm starting to do this, and you know, I got legal, moral, and ethical permission to come to an event, and as the middle of the event is going on, I watch Chris pull out some people from the back of the event, and he's like, okay, you know what? My co-host for Limitless is going to be gone, and I need speakers. Can you guys help me out? And I watched that, and I just kind of snuck out with it. I wasn't even invited. And fast forward 6 months, I'm teaching the program. Okay? I feel like this is my little group that I got to sneak out of the room and be like, come here, I have something cool I want to share with you. Right? So fast forward a few years later, and I am sitting there in a really, really tough financial spot. Okay, so when you start an entrepreneurial business, how does your income look? Is it a straight linear line up? No, we all wish, right? Yeah. What does it look like? It's more like this, maybe sometimes like this. Goes back and ups and downs. So I was in a point of a deep pit financially, right? I was on welfare. I was getting help from everywhere I could while trying to grow this business. And I started applying my skills, doing what I love, right? Connecting with people, finding solutions. And I found out, you know what, I've been growing this social media for a while, for, you know, however long it's been. And there are a lot of people that I'm finding on social media that have, or that need what I have, right? When I put the two together, I had 6 figures in sales in 2 weeks. That deserves a round of applause, I think. Pretty decent. I mean, everyone else wants 6 figures in sales in 2 weeks, right? All right. That was a good 2 weeks for me, and I was like, oh my gosh, something just clicked. Something just clicked. So I start tweaking that engine. Again, the entrepreneurial machine is going what? Up, down, up, down. We're tweaking, we're fixing, we're adjusting, we're seeing what works, we're seeing what doesn't work, we're seeing how we can find the people that need what we have, all of that, okay? So that was last March, when I hit my 6 figures in 2 weeks. Fast forward to this March. What a difference a year makes. Last March, I took my family to Disneyland. We had a great time. It was a dream come true for me to hold my kids. Has anyone ever been to Disneyland? Has everyone been to Disneyland? Okay, good. You know what this is like. But this was the rich kid dream for me. You know, when I was a kid, I wasn't one of the rich kids. I was the last of 10 in a very struggling family. And so when I got to hold my daughter's hands and walk through that gate of that castle, I was literally bawling. Oh, Disneyland. They get to be one of the rich kids, blah, blah, blah. But they get to, I lived the dream for myself, and then I got to pass it on to my kids. And that was this moment of just pure bliss. Not because we were there necessarily, that was part of it, but because I chose it. So that was last March. Almost to the day, fast forward to this March, March 29th, 2018, and I'm standing there in a courtroom getting my official divorce document signed off by the judge. And you can imagine what comes with that, right? There was a lot of struggle that came with that. There was a lot of heartache. It was not a decision that was made easily, especially because we had shared that we had saved our marriage, from this awful thing. And now I'm in a divorce situation. Now I'm back in an entrepreneurial slump again. Now I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to provide for 5 children. Not only as the primary breadwinner, because I retired my ex 2.5 years ago, but as a primary breadwinner now without help. And I've got these systems and these products, but I'm standing there, I'm like, I feel like a fraud. Because I made it last year, and here I am again. How many of you can relate to what I'm talking about? So as I'm going through that, it's the dark zone. It's the ugly place. It's the place where I've built this whole thing. What do I do with it? Will it work? How can I? Too many questions swirling around my head, questioning my value as a person, questioning my value of goodness that I bring into the world. And when you get to rock bottom, some of us are like bouncy balls. We have to bounce on rock bottom a couple times before we get out. But when you hit that rock bottom, there's really only one way to go. I have to rescind that because it's not true. When you hit rock bottom, there's 2 ways to go. You can go up or you can go 6 feet deeper. And I don't mean to dramatize it, but what I'm saying is I know what it feels like to stare life in the face and say, now what? I've got a family I need to provide for. I've got children that I've got to somehow not mess up, because statistically, children in divorced families are not as benefited as children from families who get to stay together. So about 2 weeks ago, I felt my mojo start to kick back in. I started revamping my power hour. I started revamping my manifesto. I started revamping what everything got to look like in my world, what I wanted it to look like. I started questioning the questions, questioning the doubts, doubting my doubts, and saying, okay, you know what? Back to the drawing board. What do we want? How many of you know if you focus on something, it will grow? Mm-hmm. Right. And I was focusing on mess and chaos, which is a pattern that I thought I had broken, but I found a new level I got to break through. So then I meet with Chris, and we sit down and we're like, okay, let's throw all the paints on the table in this creation space. This is what just get your fingers in the finger paint and let's just start playing here. Let's figure out what we've got. And what we put together was one of those things that after it was done, you sit there and you look at it and you're like, duh. Why didn't we do this 10 months ago? Why didn't we do this? It was like just putting all the puzzle pieces there. And you finally place the last piece and you're like, oh, duh. That's what was supposed to go there. That's why I wanted this group gathered. I really didn't know who was going to respond to our messages, to our Facebook posts, to whatever we put out on social media, but I knew it was going to be a unique group, and I knew it was going to be a group of people with drive and ambition. How many of you have ever wanted to trade less time for more income? Mm-hmm. Right? You be in for that? Okay. Has any of you ever worked retail before?
A little bit.
Yeah? Okay. What I'm about to show you, and what Chris is about to show you, is going to blow all of that out of the water. As coaches, you'll spend less time fulfilling and more time making money. Okay? As if you were to think of this as a retail thing, you're going to make so much more money than even the associates in retail make. This is not a 9 to 5 thing. This is not an hourly thing. This is a marginal thing that I'm talking about here. Marginally, you're going to make more. Okay, is anyone interested in that?
Mm-hmm.
Bigger numbers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, less work?
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm not going to give too much away, but I really want to just give you some little snippets. Okay? Right now I'm going to bring Chris up, and I want you to listen up as you catch the vision of this, because we are going big with this. It is scalable, it is manageable, but we need key players, and that's why you're here. So, ladies and gentlemen, friends, can you give Chris a huge round of applause?
All right, gang. Hey, I'm really excited to have you guys here. How many of you have been to one of my events before? So just about everyone. I've got a couple here that I don't know quite yet, right?
No.
What do you guys know about me?
You do real estate.
I do real estate investing. Awesome. What else do you guys know about me?
Help us break through our limiting beliefs.
Help people break through the limit. By the way, if you've been to an event, was it awesome?
Yes.
Yes.
Was it a good experience?
Yes.
Was it powerful?
Yes.
And how do you feel knowing that the majority of people that have ever witnessed it paid nothing to go there? What do you guys think about that?
That's
Is there a value mismatch? Yes or no?
yes.
There's a big value mismatch. Okay, so you know I'm in real estate. You know that I do events. I want to share with you guys. For me, it's been a really turbulent year, a really wild year. It's also been a year of some wild growth in my life. And I just want to back up and share this with you because who's ever heard of funnel hacking before? What is funnel hacking?
So are you talking online where they gather all the leads
Sure.
and then they trickle them down and then you get to that?
Well, that's what a funnel is, but what's funnel hacking?
The online programs where they do it for you. They go out and collect all the information. and
That's
send you the
what
best.
that's what a funnel is. But who knows what a funnel hack is?
Is it getting into somebody else's funnel?
Let me share with you what a funnel hack is. You guys like real estate, right?
Yeah.
You guys know that I do real estate.
Yes.
If I took you by the hand and started doing deals with you, would that be a shortcut?
Absolutely.
What you'd be doing in that moment is you'd be hacking my success. You'd be saying, Chris has dedicated his life to this, whatever level he's at, what if I could start my experience at his level? Okay? I am where I'm at today because what I do is I hack people. I can't figure out how to lose weight, so I hack the ultimate person that has figured it out. I can't figure out how to do something, and I hack and I figure it out. A funnel hack is basically doing the same thing in someone's business. What I've spent this year doing is I've been funnel hacking the person who has the biggest and most successful business that I want to have. Now, in the personal development space, who's the biggest name out there today?
Tony Robbins.
It's Tony Robbins. He's been doing it for 40 years. When he puts on an event, his entry-level events have 12 to 15,000 people in them. They pay thousands of dollars to be in that event. Do you think he knows something about the space that we're in?
Yeah.
Okay, compare that to me. I've had thousands of people over a couple of years go to my events, and they pay what? They pay nothing. Is there a world of a difference between me and Tony Robbins?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so basically, I had been doing my best on my own and set myself on a trajectory, maybe not very different than Tony. And after 3 years of it, I discovered a lot of things that worked. I discovered a lot more things that didn't work. And I basically said, great, I'm on a multi-decade track record to maybe someday figure out how to do what he's done. I can reinvent the wheel, or I can what?
Steal his wheel.
Or I can steal his wheel and I can hack it. So you know what I did? I paid for his most expensive program. I'm participating in everything he does. I just got back from Monaco, spending a week with his top platinum people. Before that, I was in Amsterdam with his people. Before that, I was in California. Before I was in Sun Valley. Paid almost $100,000 just to attend one of his events. So I'm basically seeing it all, and I'm having an experience that most people are not. I'm getting all of the content that he's teaching, but I'm also getting something that no one else there is probably looking for. What else am I getting? I'm seeing his entire behind the scenes process, pulled back the curtain on when he does his events, how does he get people there? How does he get people to pay thousands of dollars to go to an event? How does he this? How does that? And in the last 6 months, I've started massively learning, and I've just started implementing. The last 2 events that I had, people paid between $300 and $2,000 to be in that room. They were some of my smallest events, but they averaged 70 people. 70 people that paid between $300 and $2,000 to be here. And I want to tell you something. Do you think those experiences were different?
Yeah.
than the free people.
Totally.
I'm going to tell you right now what takes me 3 days to get someone cracked open and ready to play. We started the event with them ready to play. And what I've been doing is I'm stepping into an entirely new world. I'm hacking Tony Robbins' his entire business to pieces. He's happy to let me do it. I'm asking him to forward one of my books right now. I'm hoping he'll agree to it. And what I'm doing is I'm mentoring and I'm learning and I'm paying the price. I'm telling you right now I'm paying a lot of money so that I can have this experience and I can learn. I want to share with you just some of the things that I've learned, and I want to share with you how that's brought us to get to the table here together. A couple of things that I've learned is what are the products that Tony offers and what does he not offer. My products and his products are completely and entirely different from each other. I've been playing in a world of small margins. Tony plays in a world of high margins. High margins makes the world go round, and high margins will allow your business to grow. I've got a couple of you here in this room. I'm not going to call you out by name, but I'm going to share with you that you're going down the track of having a crappy, lousy business experience for years to come, where you're going to work way too hard and you're going to get paid way too little because you already have the wrong business plan in place. Because some of you are watching me and you're like, Chris, you've done millions of dollars. I should follow you. I'm telling you, I've hit the brakes in the last 6 months on everything that I'm doing. I'm going back to the ground and I'm rebuilding from the ground up, learning from my mistakes, and I'm hacking someone else's success. And I want to share one of the things right now. I've learned that Tony Robbins has a very high-paid sales army of affiliate salespeople that he pays extraordinarily well all around the world. And do you know what they do? They fill his events. Do you know how I got people to my last 2 events that they paid to be there? I started implementing what I've been learning from Tony Robbins. So I want to share some of it right now, what that looks like. And then I want to share what this means. So I actually just want to start really big picture. For some of you, as you know, I've put on events where people would purchase high-ticket products and items. And what that would do is that would produce 2 types of ultimate results. You'll never know what the results are in the first 6 months. You'll never know what the results are in the first 12 months. But you'll start to get a feeling, Bronwyn, of what those results look like by the 2nd year and the 3rd year. Yeah, come on in. Here's something that you're going to discover and find. Is the majority of my clients are having a really powerful experience, and then there's some of them that didn't. And the some that didn't, they were either asked too much, and I learned something about working with people at different levels and at different price points. One of the things that I've observed from Tony Robbins is that his events are fulfillment events, not marketing events. Do you understand the difference? A marketing event is where you're going to put on a great event, you're going to teach a lot, but you're going to hold out some of your best parts for people that pay into the higher stuff. Tony Robbins, his events are ranged from $1,000, $2,000 up to $10,000. That's what you pay when you go to the events. The events are in of themselves fulfillment events. Everything that you get, you pay for up front. The secret is, and the trick is, how on earth would you get people to pay up front to have an experience inside an event like that? Well, I want to share with you what I've been doing on YouTube. How many of you watch me on YouTube? Any of you here? So you probably noticed in the last 2 months that my YouTube channel's gone from 60,000 to, tomorrow we'll probably hit 200,000. Probably within a year we'll be over 1 million subscribers. The channel has caught fire. It's been a lot of hard work. It's been about building a great team, and the team's taken off. Right now, when people find me online, what I do is I pack what I used to charge thousands of dollars for into a $997 product on real estate. And when they purchase that product, I explode them with way more value. They should pay way more money for it. But it consists of video trainings, it consists of my contracts, it consists of my applications, it consists of all these pieces, and then I give them, they should pay thousands of dollars to be a part of my Facebook community that I'm in every day on with my team, and I give them access to all that. So we're delivering massive value, and when they buy that $1,000 product, one of the things that I'm doing is I'm giving them 2 tickets to one of my events. Not all of them are going to take advantage of that, but the majority of them are, we believe, sometime in the first year. The last 2 events, people have been coming from buying that product. Now, by the way, if someone pays $1,000 and gets bonus tickets to the event, how do they treat that event experience?
Goals.
Like $1,000 purchasers. That's a very different experience. Some of them pay $2,000 for a couple of my products. Some of them $5,000, and those are the people that are now coming into the event. So I've started building this model, and I know that my next step is to build what Tony has. Tony basically takes these products, and what he does is he pays his sales affiliates extraordinarily well. Extraordinarily well. Because he knows that if he takes care of them, and if they are treated like sales professionals, you can't just let anyone in this game. This ain't no MLM, building out 7 levels. This is actually, you make a sale and you get paid.
Can we get a hallelujah?
This is where you get paid extraordinarily well, and there's management growth opportunity built in, but it's flexible. You can work from home, and as long as you have the right training, management, and opportunity, these people just run with it. Well, I've been beta testing a team for the last 6 months. That team has been that team has been extraordinarily successful. They're filling all my events. So we've decided to open up that opportunity to now moving from beta to alpha. We're going to move in our next group of people, and I've selected Marianne to be the leader just because. How many sales did you do today?
6.
She did 6 sales today, totaling how much?
$800.
$800 a piece.
No, total. Oh, there were
Sorry,
thousands of
that's
pieces.
That's what your commission is. Okay, so by the way, Marianne earned how many dollars today? $800. How many hours did you work today?
4.
4 hours. So she put in a half day. She's working from home. She's got flexibility because she's a mom, and she made $800 a day. Now you don't make $800 every day, but if you make $2,000 a week working ultra part-time from home, how much is that?
6,000 a month. 8,000 a month.
That's $100,000 a year. So one of the most elemental skill sets for anyone, by the way, if you want to go anywhere in life, no matter what it is, whether you want to be a coach, whether you want to be a mentor, whether you want to start a business, you need to understand that no matter what you want to do and no matter what your passion is, the number one determinant on whether you will succeed or not comes down to one skill. What's that skill?
Sales.
Can you sell? So by the way, if you've ever met an entrepreneur that says, well, I like to do all this, but I don't want to sell, I promise you their business will suck. I don't care how brilliant their idea is, their business is not. And so by the way, how many people would you guess on average would say something to the tune of, I don't like sales, or I hate sales, or I don't want to do sales, or sales are scary, I don't want to. How many people feel that way? The majority. And those are the majority that know how to put in massive amounts of effort, but what do their results look like? People who are afraid of sales have sucky results. I'm just shooting straight and I'm just telling you how it is. Now, by the way, when I started in sales, I had my first sales job when I was in college. I was basically calling people on the phones and telemarketing. Anyone ever have that job experience? By the way,
I'm so glad you're here.
is that hard or what?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I had beliefs about myself. I believed I sucked at sales. Sales were hard. Sales were difficult. That was my mindset at the time. But after a year, I figured out how to start making some money with it, and then I grew. Your ability to sell anything will directly correlate to your success in anything in life. Like how many of you are entrepreneurs and you want to do real estate or business or be the start of something that can grow and be huge? Awesome. Then you have to conquer the one thing that needs to come first, which is what?
Sales.
You just got to conquer sales. And so by the way, if you're sitting here and you're like, oh my gosh, is Chris saying that he's going to pay out these awesome commissions and teach us a system where we can make sales, but it has to be sales? That turns me off. If you're sitting here and inside your psychology is like, crap, I'm just telling you, this is not for you, but likely neither are your dreams. Because you ain't getting them. Until you, now by the way, it doesn't mean this has to be your deal, but if you can't face and conquer this, I'm just telling you right now, I don't care what your dreams are. You're just going to be that person 10 years from now. It's like, yeah, my results look a lot like they did a decade ago, and it's going to be pathetic. But you take someone like Marianne. So I don't know. I was listening to her story. I don't know if she shared this part, that when Marianne produced that 6 figures in 2 weeks, there was something she had that helped her do it. Did you know who she had? She hacked somebody. Do you know who she hacked?
You?
She hacked me. I gave her the script. I told her where to get the leads. I told her what to do. I showed her how to close. And then I gave her accountability. And 2 weeks later, she had done a gross of over $100,000 in sales. Now, she didn't get to keep all 100,000, but she got to keep a lot of that money. And if I'm just being really vulnerable and honest, Marianne was very vulnerable with you guys. She told you this hasn't been the easiest year in her life. I don't, going through divorce, having 5 children, not easy. But when we got together, I saw her go into her slump because she's got priorities that are frankly bigger than making money. I mean, her heart's been shattered. She's got pieces that she's picking up and she's trying to figure out how to keep it all together. And it came, recently we got together and Marianne was in one of these spaces like, I got to figure out something. I said, Marianne, the reality is you already possess the skills. And all I had to do was remind her, and guess what immediately happened? her results shifted. Now she possesses a skill that you can possess, that even if you have to start back from the ground up. For example, January came along, I chose to start from the ground up. I am making more money, I am more successful than I've ever been in my life. And that's because I possess a basic rudimentary skill, but I needed to hack someone that showed me a more intelligent approach. Tonight is about letting you guys in on it. Tonight is about giving you an opportunity. And tonight, me nor Marianne are here to sell you. Because the reality is, we don't want anybody. We're actually looking to create a team. Marianne's been part of my beta team for the last 6 months. She's been killing it. We're looking at putting a team together where we can give you opportunity for growth, making really awesome money, and representing something that you believe in. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Awesome. Now, if you have to be convinced or persuaded to do this, I'd recommend you don't do it. Because an MLM is all about recruiting countless people, which means the good, the bad, and the ugly. You're recruiting people that are going to suck, you're going to recruit the best, and you're mostly going to recruit the mediocre, and they're never going to be real serious players in the game. This is not that. This tonight is actually about the team. I have a team that's doing $120,000 a month in sales, and it's a team of 4 people. They're making awesome money because some of them came in as professionals, some of them didn't, but they said, I'm willing to put in the work and train and become a professional. They're crushing it. They're making fantastic money. Now, instead of expanding that team, we're choosing to do an experiment. I'm following in Tony's footsteps, and I'm doing what he's been doing for years that works, which says, find quality people that are willing to, that want total flexibility, want really high commissions, but want to work on their terms, that are willing to learn and do the sales. And if you learn how to do it, we will show you how, if you made a sale every single day, how many of you want to make $300, $400, $500 a day?
That'd be nice.
We're going to show you how to do that. The reason why you're going to make so much, though, we're going to show you how to do that, by the way, with not selling anything over $1,000. I want you to understand something. Selling something for $5,000 or $10,000 is very different than selling something for $1,000. And when I say 1,000, your brain is already doing one of two things. That's a really big number, or I can do that. I can do that is the mindset that we want, because we're not here to, if we recruit the wrong person to this team that is high maintenance, we will put in 80% of our time and we will get about very little effort. We're looking for self-starters, self-motivated, people that already have some level of self-confidence, and people that believe in changing the world. That's what we're looking for. So I'll show you what the products are in a moment. I'll share with you kind of what that looks like. Over the years, what I've done is I've harnessed my gifts to produce 10 core programs that I hands down absolutely believe in. One of them is my real estate lease option product program. How many of you are familiar with that one? Okay, this product, it's a $3,000 product worth absolutely $10,000 that someone can pay $1,000 for. My philosophy is give you the least amount of digital training to get you the training under your belt. Then I'm going to put you in my community to get the training, to get the hands-on help. And then I'm going to give you, I already have students that are out there now transacting deals, making this happen. But we give you the contracts, we give you everything we need, you give the hand-holding, and it's amazing. It's an awesome program, it's an awesome product, and it's something that I believe in because it's what created my retirement, my first go-around. The second product, for example, it's called Partner Profits. Any of you heard of that one? My Partner Profits course is where I teach people how to fund any business with someone else's money. Most people will never go where they want because they always think they got to have the money. I never have the money. The reason why I have all the money I could ever want is because it's never coming out of my bank. I'll never let my credit or my bank account consult me. And so right now I'm doing a multi-million-dollar real estate deal that's going to be making me $500,000 to $1 million a year residually. Zero money out of pocket. Quite the contrary, it's actually put multiple 6 figures in my pocket. Now I put that entire deal together with knowledge that I teach in this course, Partner Profits, the business plan, how to find people that have money, and how to structure deals and make them happen. Those two, real estate and lease option, those 2 courses, I can do anything. And I am. I'm going out there and there's no limit to what I can do. So can you tell that I believe in those products? Mm-hmm. Like I crazily believe in those products. I just met a man that had taken a rudimentary version of that course 8 years ago. His name is Sterling. He was at my last event. He's made over $1 million in the last 8 years. Just by partnering. From there, YouTube. How many of you think I might have something to train on YouTube? But I'm also partners with Grant Thompson, King of Random, one of the top 100 YouTubers in the world. We put together the ultimate course on how to do YouTube A to Z and how to monetize it. You got to put in a 6 to 12 month commitment. It picks up momentum. Marianne is on that track. Her channel is growing up, picking up steam. And 6 months from now, Marianne's going to be making thousands of dollars a week just from YouTube. And then it's going to be tens of thousands of dollars a week, and it's going to keep growing. So we got a YouTube course. I have a course on breakthrough. It's an advanced. I've got a basics course and an advanced course. How many of you think it'd be awesome if I taught people how to do breakthrough and certified people in a course like that? Would that be awesome? I've got a massive value course someone can get for $997. So I have all these courses. Right now there are 6 courses, and one of those courses is called Advanced Sales and Marketing. Teach you how to produce endless leads online. How many of you think you might need this skill to be able to do this, what we're talking about? Endless leads. And then number 2, I'm going to show you my $20 million closing script that I personally use to close over $20 million of business. Which means whether you're closing something for $10,000 or $20,000, $100,000, I just closed a $250,000 deal. I just closed 2 weeks ago a $1 million deal. I did it all with the script, and it takes me less than an hour. I've refined it to pieces. I know. How many of you think that would be valuable? Right? Okay. So we're talking about things of tremendous value, but each one of these courses comes with something I believe in even more. Getting live at one of the events. So right now we're not selling tickets to their events. We're selling these products that come with tickets, and when these people get these bonus tickets, they are now filling our events. We want to put together an elite team that we can get access to all of these products. Now here's the reason why it's important. Marianne is a wizard. If you guys were in her private mentoring group with what we're launching, every week you get trained on one of these products. We would show you how to do your regular social media posts, and then once a week, Marianne is going to show you a variety of handcrafted posts about one of these products that will generate interest. So this week it literally might be, have any of you ever wondered how those people are doing real estate with no money, no credit, crazy stuff? I've opened up some of my schedule, and I'm going to show some of you how that's done. Who wants in? First come, first serve. How many of you think you might get some people on social media responding to that? By the way, if we showed you how to build your social media to 5,000 people inside of a couple months with the right people that would be buyers, how many of you think you'd get responses? Yeah, but if you actually do the same post next week, what's going to happen? You still going to get some responses? Yes, because some people are going to respond the first week, they'll respond the second. Some won't respond the second, but they'll respond the third. But what's going to happen after 4 or 5 weeks? It gets totally stale. And do your people want to get stale from you? No, but what if the next week we're doing these posts and you're interacting with everyone, high interaction, following the system, and then Marianne helps you craft something about how are people making all this money on YouTube? Wouldn't you love to produce 6 figures literally producing videos, working from home? Does anyone have interest in that? Could you get a couple of people that might want to learn about it? What if the next week was on like, how many of you are in business for yourself, but you're not getting enough sales and conversions and want to learn from a $20 million script how to do it in less than an hour? How many of you might get some people? What if the next week you did something on, you know what, we get stuck in our life. And what I'm doing is I'm offering breakthroughs to people. I'm going to open up my schedule for 6 people this week, first come, first serve. Who wants to get help breaking through a struggle? And then you're pitching a breakthrough course. If every week there was something different, what would happen if you weren't repeating the rotation for 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks? 9 weeks from now, so what you're doing is you're creating value. You're creating what? Value. And what you have is not for everyone, but there's so much to offer that guess what happens? These people need this, those people want this, these people want this, those people want this. And how many of you believe with a system like that, if you had, that you could produce every week individuals coming to you saying, give me some of the value you're offering? How many of you think that'd be awesome? What if we could give you free snippets and giveaways as an enticement, as a bribe to these people saying, just get in touch with me and we'll give you value? How many of you think that'd be valuable? Guys, this is a system that Marianne's been using. For example, $500 in a single sale. How many of you think that sounds freaking awesome? How many of you would like to see how you can make $500 on a single sale? Okay. By the way, if you're using the system and every week you're just looking for a handful of leads and the goal is to sell one thing a day, and if that helps you make $50,000 to $100,000 a year, how many of you think that a lifestyle, total flexible, couple hours a day max, and making that kind of money sounds intriguing? Yeah. Here's why it works. Number 1, you got to find someone who finally got smart enough to want to pay people incredibly well. Like no haggling, overpay you probably. So if you had products you believed in, by the way, can you see how you could come to believe in products like this? If you have the products that you believed in, if you've been to one of my events, how many of you believe in those events? Okay, how many of you know that at only $1,000 we're delivering massive amounts of value? Okay, if we're over delivering that value and we're paying you a ton of money in commission and you're part of an elite team, and then by the way, what if we then showed you how you could build your own team and earn overrides on other people? I'm not talking no crazy MLM stuff, but I'm saying how many of you would want to own your team and in time have a team that you earned overrides on top of your own sales? Like how many of you would like to see a system where you could make an extra $1,000 a week just by helping 5 to 10 people do the same thing? Would that be useful? Okay. Guys, I hacked Tony Robbins' system. I've seen how he spent years putting it all together. Here's all I'm doing. I'm taking it and I'm implementing what works. Here's the cool thing about hacking the most successful person in any industry. You get to take advantage of years and likely massive amounts of money and trial and error into finally figuring out what works. And it's the way that the world works. It's totally legit. It's totally legal. Tony has stood in front of my face and says, if I'm doing anything that you see that works, copy it, use it. R&D.
Replicate.
Rip off
And
and duplicate. Right? So I'm asking you to rip off and duplicate who? I'm asking you to rip off and duplicate my system with Marianne on how to generate the leads. I'm asking you to rip off and duplicate my product. And now here's the best part about it. Some of you are coaches in the room. And so there's this dream. It's a good dream, and there's a place for this dream. But there's a dream of creating a product for people to buy so you can get paid. One of the number one problems that people have when they do this is once you've done the sale, your job's not over. Then what comes? And most of the fulfillment is one-on-one. And once you get into that one-on-one and working with people and groups, do you know what happens to your margin? If you make the sale and you're making a huge chunk of money, how are you feeling? Awesome. But then if what comes after is hours of work, what happens to that upfront money?
It gets spent.
It gets spent until eventually you look back and where you once felt like a rock star, at the end you look back and say, how come I'm working for less than minimum wage? I should freaking get a job at McDonald's. Kid you not. That's how dumb I've been in the past and made mistakes. I'm just trying to show you a more intelligent way. So I've designed my products with massive value that have very tiny costs so that what I can do is I can actually share a lion's share of the profits with who? An elite team that's going to show up and freaking rock and roll and do their deal. Is this making sense?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a total experiment, but it's all based on who? Me R&D'ing Tony Robbins, who's the best in the industry. And as I've been doing it the last 6 months, we've been crushing it. Now I just want to extend the opportunity to other people. Now I want you to understand that the team I've had testing this, I haven't even been paying them half the commissions I'm going to be offering you tonight. I've been giving them leads. They've been selling those leads. Most of them are working part-time to full-time, and they're making between 10 and 20%. On average, they're making 15% on the sale. And in the sales world, by the way, is 15% good? Yeah. Guys, in the sales world, 15% is awesome. Tonight, I'm going to show you how the base starts at 33%. And then I'm going to show you 10% overrides for building a team. And then we are going to, in time, Marianne's going to be our first, but we're also going to have other sales managers that are going to earn an override on building out teams. And how many of you want to see what that looks like? Would that be useful? Awesome. Before I bring up Marianne to show you exactly what it looks like, we've got a hand up for you. I want to say this.
Yes.
Hi. Edge of your seat. This has been the coolest year of my life. I've been able to learn from so many mistakes that I've made, so many amazing things that have worked, and I feel like I'm launching, it feels like a rebirth in my life. And just based on the last several months, what I'm doing, it's not only working, but it's making sure people get taken care of and that there's room for everyone to come along the journey. I had to restructure my business to know how to create a win-win for other people. You represent the first of what will become thousands of people around the country in time that are going to help overflow our events. In January, the event center is done, the one that I'm building. We're going to put 500 to 700 people in the room at a time. They are all going to have paid $500 minimum to $5,000 to be in that room. They are going to continue having their crazy life-changing experiences. And in this entire model, we will likely never sell anything over $1,000 to $5,000 and let all of our series of our events be in crazy fulfillment. And instead of helping 5,000 people the way we've done the last 2 years, we are going to help 1 million people in the coming decade have an incredible life-changing, and it starts with you guys. It starts with you. So, is it kind of a big deal tonight? For me, it's kind of a big deal. So we're going to lay some things out to help you guys going. I want to tell you something about Marianne. Marianne has been super loyal, amazing the last several years that I've worked with her. She's been one of my favorite guinea pigs. What I love about Marianne is that she has something that not everyone has had. She brings forth a natural warrior spirit that says, I know how to get stuff done when it's time. It also says, I'm willing to go out on a limb, and I'm willing to prove things. And Marianne's done it again and again and again. And so I've asked her to partner up in this effort, but frankly, she's the first of many partners. And what we're doing here is it's a new way of doing business, and it's all starting with making sure the clients have a rock star experience, make sure that you have a rock star experience, and I'm going to have a rock star experience. All of us are going to win. I've never had a system in business like that before. So I'm excited about it. I'm thrilled that Marianne has the vision and foresight. When I told Marianne about it, she dropped her jaw. She said, but this is what I'm doing. You mean we get to duplicate it and help everyone else freaking crush it? And she was immediately on board. So will you please give it up for Marianne and all of us?
Thank you. I think Tris deserves a huge round of applause for me. For putting the time and effort, for having the vision to record these programs when they needed to be recorded, to team up with the proper partners to record these videos. Wiley and Benson helped us with the breakthrough course. I got to partner with Chris to work on the advanced sales and marketing course. All of these courses, Stephen Miller doing the real estate course with us. All of these, I think I can say fairly that these were born in your mind and shared with the world on such a massive scale. Breakthrough, real estate, money making, just all of it. I think, that's huge value to the planet. So please put up for Chris.
Well, right now what we're going to do is I'm going to pass the opportunity on to you. So if you've ever been a coach before, ever wanted to be a coach, or you've ever been in the business of wanting to sell something that you believed in but you didn't get to keep enough, what we're trying to do here is we're giving you the opportunity to make maximum money without having any fulfillment concerns or worries. Represent something you believe in, and let us do an awesome job taking care of you. Give you the flexibility to work from home. For the next 90 days, Marianne and I are putting together a mastermind with the people we want to work with. You are just the first of the people who come. We'll show you how you can get paid on helping expand your team and group. And guys, what we're doing here is really simple, but it's really a lifetime of work. So first of all, we're going to go through this simple one-page document with you. First of all, I've designed 10 master courses. 6 of them are available by midsummer. The last 4 will be done. And the purpose of the 10 courses is to make sure that you're really probably only repeating your marketing cycle 4 to 5 times a year max. That means that people are never going to get sick and tired of you, but we're going to show you how to always onboard more of the right people. And so this is an ultra simple operation. Marianne is the one that's helping me put this team together. So middle section, earn great money. Earn great what?
Money.
Awesome. So here's what this looks like. There's really 3 positions. The first one is called a sales affiliate. A what?
Sales affiliate.
What we're doing here, guys, is we're paying out a 33% commission on the sale of any of these products. By tomorrow, chriscarone.com will be up for the first time on it. You can go into the Mentor Vault and you can see all the courses. And that way you have descriptions, you can see them all, and they're really simple and very understandable. That's not for the marketplace, that's for you guys. Most of these master courses sell for $3,000, $29.97, but they can be sold for $9.97 only by virtue of you guys. Online, they'll pay $3,000 for them. Through you guys, you have the ability to give it to them at 1/3 of the price, and then we're going to let you keep 1/3 of the profits. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, you get basically earned $333 on that. Now, on the other extreme, we also have our $5,000 all access pass. All of our courses have $30,000 of value. What it is it's all the courses, and then it's an entire year's worth of event passes. So there's over $30,000 of value. So on the high end, if someone says, well, I'm interested in this course and this course and that course, you could say, well, it's $4,997 for that. And when that happens, your commission is $1,650 just to give you a concept. So by the way, probably 1 in every 5 or 1 in every 8 calls is just going to be a $1,600 check. If you get one of those a week, you will double your whole paycheck. Does that make sense?
By the way, how much are you doing fulfillment on $1,600 in revenue? Nothing.
No, but you're being paid as if you are, guys. You're being paid as if you're getting paid 15% on the front, 10% on the front, and that you got to work your butt off trading, 10 hours on helping these people. But I got people in place to do that for you. These extreme discounts is to make this whole thing work for you. Okay, once you've completed, the next one, team leader, once you've completed 10 sales, then you can talk to this lovely woman and say, I'm ready to become a team leader. A team leader is someone that says, I want to actually earn overrides on other people that are part of this group. Now, we're applying what you see in real estate agent offices. We're applying what you see in insurance agent offices. Most companies always have 3 tiers of leadership. So you're always going to have the salesperson, a team leader, and then the sales manager. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So the team leader, once you start building a team, anyone you recruit that does sales, then you get to earn 10% on what they do. So simple math. If you had 10 people on your team, and they all sucked because they're only doing 1 sale a week, pardon my language. I'm a team leader, I got 10 people and they're only doing 1 sale, like who here would be a little pissed? Pardon my language. How many of you would say, hey, that's underperforming team, we got to do some training? Yeah. But let's just say you had 10 people that were each doing 1 sale a week. That's how many sales for the whole week? 10 people, 1 sale each, that's 10 sales. Yeah. If you're earning $100 on each of their sales, then how much is that? It's $1,000. Guys, that's $50,000 a year.
And guess how many calls you had to make?
0.
Guess how much fulfillment you had to do?
0.
Guess how much follow-up you had to do?
0.
Yeah.
However, there is something that you should do. If someone on your team is close to making a sale and struggling, how many do you think it'd be worthwhile helping out? Mm-hmm. How many, if I told you that Marianne, if you're on her team, and you have an almost sale or you don't feel like you could make the sale but you want help for whatever reason, how many of you want Marianne for free to step in and work for you and help make it happen?
Yeah.
What if she took none of your commission to do that? Would that be awesome? Wait, seriously, how many of you would be like, heck yeah?
Yeah.
So, by the way, Marianne can help run a team. She's going to step in and help. By the way, why would she help you complete a sale and let you make all of that commission and just her 10% override? Why would she do that?
She's awesome.
Well, yes, because she's awesome, but there's another reason.
You can get better.
She's training you how to do what? She's training you how to get better.
I want you to freaking have the skills, guys. I want you to train your people, so I'm going to train you to the best of my ability. So here's the thing: if you're not a product of the program, then what's your motivation? If you can say, "Yeah, this is great, but I don't know anything about it," that's a problem. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, if you're not having a good time, if you want to watch all sales forces fail, lower their morale. You want to watch them not sell anything, they're going to tank, right? I want you to have that in your back pocket.
So one of our courses is called Advanced Sales and Marketing. There's 2 parts to it. The first part is, it's how do I create a system of endless leads through social media? And the second part of it is, show me that $20 million closing script that I can learn so that without pressure, I can easily and effortlessly close people on $1,000, $2,000, or $5,000 sales. How many of you think that would be important training for people to have? So when you recruit someone, if they buy that $1,000 product, how much do you get paid? You get paid $300, but you're also their team leader, so what else do you get paid?
10%.
$100. Now how much are you getting paid? You're getting paid $430. How many? Is that starting to make sense, by the way? Mm-hmm. How many of you want to get paid to recruit, by the way? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so by the way, not all your recruits are going to work out, but you recruit your people, you bring them in, and then you might get to a point where you're a team leader and you're enjoying your overrides. Like some of you here will have a team of 10. Your team of 10 are averaging 2 sales a week. You're making $100,000 a year just from 10% overrides on your team. How many of you think that would be awesome? Mm-hmm. How many of you would start to think, though, after 6 months of that, like, well, this is cool, but it would really be cool if I could start another what? Team. It'd be really cool if I could build another team. How many of you think that in the future, if you had a chance to build out multiple teams, that if we paid you another 3% override on all the teams, how many of you think that would be amazing? Mm-hmm. Well, let's add it up. 33 plus 10 plus 3 is how much? That's 46%. 46%, friends, plus the 4% merchanting fees we got to pay up front, that's the 50%. So basically, we're throwing merchanting in, we're paying you 46%. And now, I'm going to tell you something. If you are making $100,000, now I want you guys to start with this. You need to have the goal of making $50,000 a year. Ultra part-time, few hours a day on the side. It's not that you're not working the rest of the time, you're really not. But in the back of your brain, every day you're making a strategic post, and then once a week, Marianne's helping you make the post of all posts, which is how do you get for that week your 5, 7, 8, 10 people that want to have conversation about that week's products. Does this make sense? Okay, so you're working very little. The first goal should be, we don't want any hobbyists here. We don't want any, I want to make 10, 20 grand a year. That's not what, if we let those kind of people in, what will happen when you show up to team leader meetings and you can see that half the people are hobbyists? What does that do to you?
Lowers your morale.
Right?
Too much work.
Guys, that's not that. It is too much work. Marianne, she's going to get running around crazy, helping people with sales that aren't stepping into full potential, and then who's overworked. Now, she's going to be still making great money, but she's also going to be thinking, like, how many of you ever felt like you were making good money before? If you were making good money, but also felt like you were giving up a lot of time, making a lot of money is cool, but when you're giving up a lot of time, that's when it turns into really awesome to not that awesome. What we want you guys to do is train to go in, and we want you to make maximum money, minimum time. You're not going to be good at it at first if you're new to the game. But if over the next 90 days you persist and don't wash out and stick with it, within 90 days you can uncover a skill that no matter what happens later in life, divorce or something crazy or cancer or death or something that takes you out of the game, you got a skill you can fall back on and say, I can breadwin. I can make things happen, and I don't have to give up 50, 60 hours a week. That's lame. Now, there's something else. If you are making at first 50 and then you move on to $100,000 a year, some of you will make $250,000 a year. If once you're making over $100,000 a year working a few hours a week, or sorry, a few hours a day, something really cool happens in here. What happens? What happens to your personal confidence? People that are good at sales have what level of confidence? High or low?
High.
Okay, people that are making a lot of money but putting in very little time, how do they feel about their life? Good or bad?
Good.
And by the way, there's something cool that you're going to unlock. If you want to be that successful business owner, that successful coach, if you want to be that successful entrepreneur, if you can know how to make a lot of money with very little time, now you possess the one requirement for crushing it in anything else. You don't got this one skill, don't even try. Business is hard and complicated, and it's impossible if you can't sell. But this here is designed to give you a skill for life. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I hope you understand that, there was, how many people contacted you total that you actually turned away from this meeting tonight?
Probably about 12 people.
Okay, so more than half the people are here actually, they got told not to come.
Made the cut.
No, but guys, look around the room. I want to tell you, you can probably look around the room and see it. How many of you feel like you're self-motivated? How many of you feel like you know how to bring positive energy? How many of you feel like you know how to show up when it matters? Yeah, and the truth is that some of you do here and some of you don't, but you feel it's in your potential. We're also willing to give you a shot, but I'm telling you what I want for the next 90 days is I want you to emerge a rock star in the system. The commissions aren't getting better than this in the real world if you're doing zero fulfillment. How many of you know that? Guys, the team leader override, you get your first 10 sales down. Here's what some of you are going to do. You're going to start recruiting and bringing people in. You're not going to earn the override. But the moment you hit team leader status, they're on your team and you start getting that override. You can start bringing the people now and actually get them trained when? No. You can start getting them trained right now.
Now, why would you do that, by the way? Why would you start bringing them now, even if you're not earning 10% override?
So you have them like that?
How many of you, when it's time to apply because you got your 10 sales, would like to have your team already in place? So they're not making any less. So I bring in 10 people. They're all making 33% commission. Then I go to me and I apply to become a team leader. And I say, okay, you know what? I did my thing. I'm going to interview with Marianne. She's going to give me the green light and go team leader. Now I don't even have to go to look at my team. My team is not going to make any less because I'm making more. Their status doesn't change at all. Okay, they're still going to make their 30%.
But if they're in and they're trained and they're doing their sales, immediately, boom, you start. So it provides a natural incentive. I want to share with you guys that I have a philosophy in life. It's called burn your bridges. Burn your boats. Not burn your bridges. Burn your boats.
Sun bridges.
Yeah.
Some bridges do it. But what does that mean by burn your boats?
Commit.
Don't look
Going
back.
back.
Paint yourself in a what?
Corner.
You paint yourself in a corner and you say, hell or high water, I'm going to make this thing happen. By the way, that's my secret in life. Is I intentionally put myself in a corner where I have to produce at my highest level possible, and I can do it without fear. But I'll put myself there intentionally. And by the way, I paint myself in a corner here with you. Here's what that means. I'm committing my time, effort, and energy and resources with Marianne to put this team out there and help you succeed. And half of my heavy lifting is already done. Do you know what my heavy lifting was?
Making the courses.
Making the courses. What else?
Doing the hacking.
Doing the hacking, and then being willing to pay you what?
High.
Pay you like royalty. We're going to pay you guys like rock stars out the gate. You come in as just a lowly sales affiliate, you're going to get paid rock star well. And we're already going to show you that you can start recruiting a team so that you can earn those overrides. And then honestly, what we want for you guys a year from now is we want you building numerous teams. I've seen the way Tony Robbins has done it. I'm hacking exactly what he does. This is enough that some of you tonight are literally going to start going on to like Craigslist and KSL. And when you're doing your weekly posts, every couple weeks you're going to say, hey, how many of you want to actually make 30 to 45%, sales commissions on a simple stay-at-home dealio? Do you think you're going to get people responding?
Yeah.
Marianne, how many people did you get to respond online?
32.
How many comments did you get?
Oh, 48.
Okay. So when you put that out there, are there people looking?
Yeah.
Should you disqualify the people that you can just feel like, should you disqualify them?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you should look for the few that are the winners. And by the way, they already exist. They're just waiting for you.
Here's what I mean by disqualified. I told someone that they were incentivized by the money. Yes, I need to make this money a month. Yes, and I know this person's track record, and I know this person's history. I know this person does not feel confident in sales. I said, do not come. This meeting is not for you. I said, do not come, because if I hire, is not the right word. If I bring that person on my team, guess what I'm going to be having to do?
Babysitting.
I'm going to spend 80% of my time trying to instruct this person on how to do what all of you already know how to do. For what effort, for what return?
Very little.
Very little.
I want to share with you guys one of the hacks that I've gotten in the last couple of months. In life, there's a certain amount of money that you're making. When you're not, who are my entrepreneurs in the room? Okay, especially entrepreneurs, listen up. There's a certain amount of money that you're making. And what you'll do is you'll look at all of your efforts holistically, and then you'll look at all your money holistically and say, I work my buns off. How many feel like you work your buns off? You'll say, I work your buns off, and then you'll also say, and I make this kind of money, so this is what I'm worth. How many of you do this? It's a lie. The truth is, you're working your buns off, and 80% of what you do, you could literally get up in the morning and do nothing and make more money, or at least the same.
True
Why?
story.
It's because you're making 80% of your money from 20% of your efforts. And the other 80%, you're convincing yourself you need to work that hard to feel good. Stop doing that. Only do the 20% that makes you the money and set it as the bar. And then if you want to employ the other 80% of your time, you say, it's got to be equal or greater than this. That one little hack right there improved my income 400% this year. Literally massive 7-figure impact. It's because I looked at, guys, I'm the one that knows how to freaking put in a work week. My mind is always going. I don't do that anymore. I'm part-time right now. Seriously, I'm part-time right now. This afternoon I was playing card games with my daughters, and I was going to go, I'm visiting my grandma, and I'm making time for these things because I'm not going to take my time with anything unless it is equal or greater than my best paying money. Does this make sense? Mm-hmm. So by the way, entrepreneurs, 80% of your time is likely a pure waste, and if you can separate the activities that make you money from all that don't, all of a sudden you're going to get your life back and your money's not going to go down. However, the entrepreneur wants to make more money, yes?
Yes.
So then what you do is you say, all right, I'm going to add in a couple hours a day. Here's an opportunity, but it's got to be at or greater than this level. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, so anyway, slight little hack I just want to show you that. That's what this is about. This is about valuing your time. By the way, please write this down and please meditate on this. When you truly learn to value your time, your finances will change. If you're not making enough money, I swear, it's because you think that all the dumb crap you do that is worthless is worth something. You're wrong. Like, look at reality. You are wasting your breath on 80% of what you're doing. And if you can find out what it is and literally just stop doing it, you will have way more time. And when you get your time back, you can trade it for what? To make this deal happen, how many of you know that you got to get trained? Raise your hand if you know you got to get trained. How many of you also understand the value of being a product of the product? Now, I want to tell you all something right now. To become a part of Marianne's team and the weekly training and the mentoring and getting trained on the product and getting the posts, how many of you think that'd be crazy value? Marianne, when you work with people one-on-one for 90 days, what do you charge?
$10,000.
Charges $10,000. She's putting a small group together. She's going to be trained. And every week, by the way, this is not optional training. The one meeting a week. How many meetings?
One.
And during that meeting, it's what's the product that we're going after this week? What do I need to know about this product? And how do I need to put my post together? And how do I customize it to me? so that later in the week when I make that post, I can collect a max number of leads that I can offer that week to, and next week I'm moving on to the next product. So how many of you get that that's important? I'm going to tell you right now that to be part of this team, you do not have to be a product of the product, but I would tell you that you should try to be a product of the product. Here's what that means. The sales and marketing training that is literally how to produce endless leads, and the second part, which is access to my $20 million closing script. How many of you think that paying $1,000 for that would be some serious skin in the game and would be very worthwhile training? Step one is to get that course and get the training, and then immediately hop into the mastermind and get going. We're not going to require that you do that, but I am going to have you, Marianne's got to decide if she wants you on the team, and I'm just telling you, that training is golden, and it was designed exactly for this opportunity. By the way, it's the same product you're going to recruit with. It's the same product you're going to get paid $430 a sale from. But when you're just starting out, how many sales do you got to do to make that back? If you're getting paid 33%,
3.
you got to do 3 sales. When you do 3 sales, what happens?
You get $1,000.
You get your $1,000 back. So
By
by the way,
you still keep a skill.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
now by the way, I want to reiterate. Do you have to make that purchase to join Marianne's team?
No.
No, but you better have a freaking awesome, compelling story, and Marianne's going to interview you after this and decide who she wants on the team. And those that are buying that product, for her, that's the no-brainer, because now they have something called skin in the game. I want to teach you something really important. We have a problem, an epidemic in Utah. There's something that I hate about Utah. I hate
One thing.
that
So
I hate that people want free, they want something for nothing. And I'm going to tell you right now, that if you ever get involved in something where you give nothing but want something, you are already the reason why you'll never have it. You put your skin in the game. Like when I joined Tony Robbins, to hack him, what did I have to do?
Pay money.
Now, I'm not asking you guys to pay $150,000. But I would more than strongly encourage you to pay what?
$1,000.
$997. How many of you believe you could recuperate that? How many of you think it would give you some skin in the game to know that you want to recuperate that? How many of you want to recuperate it quickly? How many of you feel like earning this skill for life could be the breakthrough that you need to do anything that you want? It's the one skill that you really need. So when we talk about getting trained, I'm going to tell you right now that training, Marianne, for any of you that are actually going to do that $1,000 product, Marianne's going to put you in her 90 days of accelerated mentoring, which is to actually work directly with her and to get the help that you need, have her jump in, help close your deals. And also, that's how she knows who's. We might have a couple of people here that might have an exception, a story, or a different reason. All I'm inviting you to do is to talk to Marianne and figure it out. Because seriously, we're not here about putting pressure on. I'm just telling you what I know it takes to succeed. Does that make sense? What I'm doing is I'm giving you the formula. Now, by the way, if you talk to anyone on the phone that said, hey, can you just let me into the course for free, or you have access to it, could you just kind of show it to me so I can learn? And then I can be on your team. What would you say to that person?
No.
Let's just say that you wanted to say yes. You are already done for, you just don't know it yet. So,
And by the way, how's that person going to show up as your team member?
They'll do the same thing. They'll just
And
show
guess
up.
what they just learned on how to train?
awesome. Can you tell I'm passionate about this?
Yes.
Guys, I've got a team that's going to fill all my events. We're now starting the affiliate team that has no end. You can recruit, you can build, but you got to get that training. And I'm telling you, that training is priceless. It's absolutely worth the money. How many of you know that would be worth the money? The course is recommended, but if you feel like you can't do it, or you can do it, or there's a workaround or something, I would talk to Marianne. By the way, for some of you in the room, some of you might pay $5,000 to get access to all of the trainings. Why would someone do something like that? When after all of my years of training, if we fast forward to Chris in the beginning, when I saw an opportunity to pay money to get mentored, do you know what I did? I wanted to find a way to get it for what?
Free?
Free or as little as.
Possible.
When I saw Tony Robbins' price, do you know what I did?
You cried?
No. I paid it, and I cannot tell you how much I looked forward to it. And I made a decision the moment I wrote the check. This is a little nugget. By the way, whenever I do this, there's a certain way that I do it. I always say, whether they meet my expectation, exceed my expectation, or fall short of my expectation, this is the best decision I ever made.
Yeah.
Because I will never doubt my decision. If I move forward on inspiration with a choice, I never open up a door for doubt. If I open up a door for doubt, I'm done for. I happily wrote that check. I knew that it would make me millions of dollars. It's been 5 months. I've made over $1 million legit. As in, like, I'm meeting tomorrow with someone, I'm getting a $166,000 check. All that's come because I did this. So by the way, if you look at this, when I say, why might someone want to pay $1,000 or $5,000? Because it gives you skin in the game. You create a contract with yourself of what you expect. And ultimately, some of you are going to decide, I'm going to give this a good shot. And there's going to be a couple in the room that are not going to say that. You're going to say, I will become sales manager. I will have 5 teams, and I will make $250,000 a year. I don't care if it takes 6 months or 3 years. I'm committed. Do you know who's going to make that money?
Me.
Had a girl.
It's the person that actually makes the choice up front, and they paints himself in a corner. So when we're talking about $1,000 here, if you're not in a position or whatever, you talk to Marianne and you work out whatever you need to. But I'm telling you, if you do this and you know you need this training, you write that check, you make sure that it hurts, you make sure you put it on the line, and you make sure you decide up front this was the best thing you ever did. And then you decide, I'm going through the next 90 days, I'm going to recuperate my money in the first couple of weeks, and then I'm going to put myself in a position to work from home, make crazy better money than I ever have before. I'm going to give up all my other dumb crap so I get my life back with my time, and I can already be free and making money. Make sense? Mm-hmm. All right. So that's my 2 cents. Okay, sign people up and get paid. If you were to go to chriscromementorvault.com/order page, that URL is internal just for you. So by the way, when you go onto chriscrone.com and see the products, and this week we're selling partner profits, and you put the post out there, and sure enough, you got people like, I want to know about that. You talk to some of them, you close them. There's some of them you're not sure. You get Marianne involved. She helps you. You're making good money. No one's robbing commissions out of you. And then it's like, oh, how do I get someone to pay? You do it all on your own. You don't call it in. You literally just take someone to that URL, click the button, walk them through it, and it's a done deal. And the moment you're done, you go to one other link at the bottom, and that's where you register and say, I just made a sale. It was this person, this is my name. And that'll mean you get paid, by the way, every week, 2 weeks in arrears. Every week, 2 weeks in arrears. And 2 weeks in arrears means, does everyone understand what that means? Yeah, so you get paid on a weekly basis, but it's always a 2-week delay.
Okay.
Oh, delay, okay.
Yeah.
So it's always, so if I make a sale this week, I'm going to get paid in 2 Fridays after, but my checks will get paid on a weekly basis. Do you know why it's weekly instead of monthly? Because this is
We
real.
like paying you.
And we like paying you. We want you guys taken care of. We're going to pay. How many of you see that we're going to pay you well? How many of you know that you're already here because it's a product that you believe in? How many of you want to help fill our events and change the world? Friends, I get every single day messages from people that say, I've just taken the digital training. I haven't even gotten started with everything, all the things that this thing comes with. Thank you. It changed my life. That, my friends, that is the simple gist of it. Really what it comes down to. Now, by the way, once we start processing sales, customer support's going to reach out and say you need to fill out a 1099 so that we can, you're for real, you're in this deal, you're doing this thing. So guys, it's really simple, but that is the deal that we put together here. Before we open it up for some Q&A, I'm just going to hand this out because some of you, for those of you that don't have it, this is the sheet that just explains our advanced sales and marketing. Because for some of you, that is going to be a way to get started. So I want you to at least have this.
By the way, let me just ask, how many of you are interested in building a team? Good, okay. What kind of people do you want on your team?
People like me.
What kind of people?
Go-getters.
Serious.
Tell me about it. Tell me about the people that you're looking to bring over. Focused? What else?
Ambitious.
Ambitious? Self-starters?
For those of you online,
Good learners?
Marianne will
Good learners?
give these to you after the event.
Do you want them to be products of the product?
Yes.
Do you want them to be driven?
Yes.
Do you want them to be passionate about what they're doing?
Yes.
Do you want them to be confident online?
Yes.
Do you want them to know how to grow their social media accounts?
Yes.
Okay, then guess who gets to be that person? Me. Kelly does. Who else? Me. All of you. That's who I'm looking for. I'm looking for the same kind of people you're looking for. Because I don't want to spend 80 hours a week trying to get someone to have the confidence to make a social media post. Okay?
And
Or do 50
And-
videos in 2 weeks.
And guys, do you also understand why we are paying such high commissions? I want to help you understand why. If this is the game of MLM, most of you are going to wash out. If it's the game of MLM, we're going to give you just a little bit of money. And then when you recruit a team, we're going to give you a really tiny bit of money. We're playing a total different game. We're going to pay you as much as we can on your sales. We're going to pay you a freaking awesome heavy override. And we're going to give you the opportunity to step into management. And frankly, it's up to you the pace that you do it in. But Marianne's going to be giving you weekly mentoring. The opportunity is real. The products are awesome. We've got 3 more coming on board so that you guys have an ultimate rotation system. And I can also tell you that there's more coming your way. You're going to be able to sell people into other products, other things that are coming on board. We have continuity products coming on. I'm launching a real estate hotline. It's a couple $100s a month, and you get to call in and actually get live person help on all your deals and the things that you're dealing with. We've got all sorts of things that we're coming out with that would pay you actually an ongoing residual. So there's just really cool things that we're doing here, and you guys get access to all of it. But we know that we have enough. The products are proven, and it's just about going out there and crushing it. Questions?
So we could even get started like right now,
Get started right now.
and then even though we're not even on like officially on the team, we just. send
If
it.
I'm telling you right now, any of you that are here tonight and you fill that out and sign that up, you're on the team. We don't have a question on whether we're putting you on the team. You're on the team. Now in the next week, we want you to go through the training, and we're already going to start you getting in the mastermind. Marianne will be meeting with you guys on a weekly basis, and basically it's product training, social media training, and closer training, all done inside that hour, so that it's. And guys, I want to be really clear so you understand this. This is not 10 hours a day. This is not 5 hours a day. This is work smart, not hard. This is max commission. Get the leads that are hyper qualified from the post so you're not wasting your time. And Marianne is a ninja. There's a reason why she put in 4 hours today and had 6 sales. Like, she is she'll share with you her system of it's amazing. She actually just shot this 3-minute video she showed me of literally when the people come in from Facebook, she gets their phone number, she does a text, she exchanges a couple of things, she gets them all warm. By the time they call, she has 10, 15-minute conversation. She clicks the credit card, they're in the system, they're already done. She is the hacker of how to put in the least time. So if any of you are going to start wasting your time by trying to figure out how to put in lots of extra hours, she's going to knock that crap out.
Okay, because I'm going to tell you this, because when Chris says I'm the guinea pig, he's not lying, okay? I did the 100 hours a week for 2 sales thing, and it was awful. I hated it. And it was the part of my life that was so unfulfilling, and I was like, I have got to get out of this mess. And that was like 3 weeks ago, okay? Okay, I know how to suck at this. And in order to get good at something, you have to be willing to suck at it first, right? So how about I sucked at it first for you, and I give you the fast forward button, so you don't have to spend 100 hours a week just to get 3 sales.
Yes, please.
Does that sound good?
Yes, please.
Okay, awesome. Other questions? And online, so shoot your questions in too. Other questions?
Marianne, the meeting with you once a week, when and where is that? What
Tuesday
time?
online at noon.
Okay, online.
You like that?
Where?
You like that?
Yeah.
By the way, can you recruit people that live out of state?
Yes.
Very much, yes. Okay, can you recruit people that live out of the country?
Yeah.
As long as legal, moral, and ethical in their land, okay? Right? I don't know their lands, all right? Question online.
Cassie asks, if we're working online, do we have the client fill out something online, or are we able to run the transaction for them?
You run the transaction yourself. Cut out the middleman. You are collecting their credit card information over the phone. You're putting it in that link. By the time you say we're good to go, they have an email in their inbox already fulfilled. All their programs are right there. They have the
They
program
get instant delivery.
before they're off the phone with them.
So, by the way, the moment it goes through, it auto sends an email that says, "Welcome to the program. This is everything it comes with." You create your username and login. They create it. They log in. It's all right there. Then we start sending them emails saying, have you started doing this aspect? Have you signed up for the Facebook page to get the ongoing support? Here's a tip on, and we're off to the races. As well as, here's our events. When are you signing up? And we're going to pester them to use the product, keep on playing, and have success, and keep on going.
By the way, that's not you guys pestering him. That's already done. Okay?
That's a boss.
We're going to ensure they get as much value as they possibly can.
Right. So good question. No, do not send them out to a link. You're going to be signed. Okay, great. Let me just get your credit card information right here. We'll get you signed up.
Simple.
Okay?
Easy.
Good question. Yeah, okay, this is a good question. Can you sell your own products using the skills you learned in this course?
I sure hope so.
Heck yes, there's non-exclusivity thing. There's no exclusivity. Just because you're doing this doesn't mean you can't use the skills to sell your own stuff.
Yeah, now,
I'm feeling overwhelmed.
now, by the way, I just got to share something real quick, and I'm sharing this particularly for Bronwyn, and this is going to apply to some of you here. The money that I've made this year, this is going to sound weird to some of you, but the money that I have made this year has not been selling my own products. It has been marketing and selling other products that I believe in. So some of you look at Chris Crone and you're like, oh, Chris only sells his products, he does his events. Friends, I'm going to tell you right now, I have a philosophy and I've been using it for the last 2 months, and it's been the coolest thing I've ever done. Take all of your time and take all of your money and do not equate them equally. Take a look at your time and ask what makes all your money, and it is a small fraction. Eliminate everything else that you do and become free again. Those of you that are dreaming of financial freedom, I got news for you. 80% of the freedom you want is already available. You can't see it because you're too good at wasting time and believing that it's useful, and you're just wrong. So instead what you do is you look at what you do that makes you the money, eliminate everything else. And friends, that's why we've given you a product that requires no fulfillment from you, and you get to make money like a boss. My advice to Bronwyn that has her own product, I would say structure your product similarly. Do the thing that makes you the money, do the things that you love, and cut out all the other stuff where you know how to work 80 to 100 hours a week and not get paid for it. Simplify your life. Right now, in my world, this year I am making millions of dollars. And I am making the majority of that money through the skill called what? Sales. And either I'm doing the sale or my people are doing the sales. And the product and the fulfillment, they rock. And they're not all my products. So by the way, I'm living that, and it's working beautifully for me. Do the parts of the business that matter and give up the rest. There's a lot of idealism. There's a lot of, guys, we're so good at entrepreneurs. And I'm talking about entrepreneurs in general. There's a tiny handful, and I was one of them. The lights didn't go on until 2 months ago as I was hacking Tony Robbins when I realized I love business and I equate everything I'm doing as helping people, Bronwyn. But the truth is only a small part is. And then the rest of it, idealistically, I'd like to believe is. And it doesn't matter the way it does in my heart. So I got real, and I looked at my results, and I reorganized my life. This opportunity that we're giving you, I want to help you understand something. It's all about putting in the least time, making the most money, delivering maximum value. That's the system. I want you on the same system that I am on. And I'm telling you right now that if this whole marketing, if you suck at this whole thing, if you're following the system but not really well, and your influence sucks online, and you're only getting a couple of people a week to respond, but you're making a couple of sales a week, you are probably making more money sucking than you have in most other opportunities you've ever done before. Why? Because we're paying you a ton, and it's on a product that you really believe in, and we're going to change the world. Now, if you suck in the beginning, like Marianne said, is that okay?
Yes.
But if you persist and stay in it and attend the weekly trainings, then you're going to get what?
Better.
You're
Not
going to get
suck.
gooder,
Yeah.
right?
Gooder.
Now, by the way,
And
can
From
you
suck to not suck to better to best.
can you get goodest to the point where you're making $250,000?
Yes.
Friends, I'm telling you right now, not only, how many of you actually, I don't know if any of you are numbers people, but if you're numbers people, I'm just telling you right now that if you were at this audaciously for a year and spent 90 days doing learning curve and making money during learning curve, if you spent the next 90 days building a team and you spent the next 6 months building 5 teams, when you get to the end of the year and you're making $100,000 or $200,000 a year on overrides, you're doing a handful of sales, I'm going to tell you right now, you can take that skill, and some of you are going to graduate from this. You're going to say, this was awesome, but I actually possess the skill to do some things I've always wanted to. We will be happy for you. We'll be thrilled for you. Some of you are never going anywhere. You're like, are you kidding me? Do I look stupid? I'm okay putting in 5 hours a week for these overrides. This works for me, right? And for us, I'm happy either way. I just want you guys to graduate in your abilities and results and get out of mediocre land. So, let's sum it up. For most of you that don't have this training, you pay $1,000. Is it worth it? Pay the $1,000, get in the game. If you have a story of something different going on, should you talk to Marianne if you want to be on the team? Yes or yes? Yes. If you're watching tonight and you're like, this was interesting, but I don't know if this is going to work out, that means you're in doubt. It means we don't want you. We love you. Please go somewhere else. And by the way, this is the most loving advice that I can give you. Do not do this with doubt. Go somewhere else and figure your doubt out. Figure out where you're supposed to be. And it's the most loving thing we can do. So I want you to be in or out. And if you're in, I'm going to tell you right now, you're learning from, guys, I've had a chance to train a lot of people. Marianne is the best person that I have right now. She's a rock star at it. She's going to crush it with you guys. We're going to keep expanding and growing your opportunities. I've done my heavy lifting. Do you have good commissions? Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you have the ability to rise up?
Yes.
Do you get to determine the pace of it?
Yes.
Awesome. How many of you see that just on overrides alone you can make fantastic money? Okay. So that's the opportunity. That's what's in front of you guys. You are the start of a big wave that's coming. Some of you here are going to recruit a lot of that big wave, and we're going to pay you handsomely for it. By the way, how many of you think that Marianne will probably do a couple of recruiting meetings a month? How many of you want to attend her recruiting meetings and you make the money when they join?
Yes, please.
So you are my gold. I'm going to treat you like gold. and then we're going to go play and celebrate and have loads of fun. Deal?
Deal.
Awesome. Okay, guys, thanks so much for coming tonight. Appreciate you guys.